Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be replacing the battery on this iPhone SE 2. Okay guys, so welcome back. Fairly simple operation today. Just going to replace the battery in this SE 2, so this is the 2020. I believe we've got 3 SEs now, so it can get quite confusing, but this is the 2021. So as we can see here, the battery health is reading at 84%, and I always say anything below 85 and it's ready for a replacement, because that's when you start to notice it's not lasting as long. So let's go ahead and get this replaced then. So to begin with, we've just got to remove the screws at the bottom, so let's do that first. Okay, so now those screws are removed, it's time to bring over the heat pad. So let's just bring this over here. So we'll just turn it on and we'll set it to 65 to begin with. And that will just allow us to remove the screen easily. So we'll just wait a few minutes for that to warm up. Okay, so I've just left it a few minutes to warm up, and I flipped it over as well so the screen can get a bit warm too. And it should now be easy to lift the screen away from the bezel. So let's just have a go. I'm going to use my suction tool here. I know a lot of people will use like a metal tool, for example, but I don't like the way that a metal tool will scratch the paint off of the bezel. I much prefer a tool like this, something that's a bit more forgiving, something that's a bit easier on the device itself. So let's have a go then. So if I just flip it over, we put the suction tool on like this. Just go ahead and attempt to lift it. As you can see, starts to come away there, and it's coming ever so slowly. Just give it a couple of seconds just to ease off. Sometimes it helps just to rest it on the heat pad while you keep the pressure on. It is starting to release slowly. So once there's enough of a gap there, sometimes it helps just to get the plastic pry tool in and just aid the screen slightly. There we go. Just continue around the side. Should just be able to go all the way around the side with the plastic pry tool. So now we've got to this point, the screen should, with a little bit of persuasion, just come away like so. And there we are. So I'll just lean the screen up against this so we can see. So first thing we need to do is we need to take this plate off here so that we can unplug the battery, and then we can unplug the screen. So we'll go ahead and do that. So just so you know, these two on the right are longer screws and these two are short, just so that you know for when you put it back together. So we'll remove this plate now, this protection plate, stick that in there as well. So first thing we need to do here is unplug this battery flex here. So if I just get my plastic pry tool underneath, there we go. And we'll just tilt that back slightly so it can't connect. And then next we need to do the screen. There we go. And now once that's done, there is a plate up here with 3 screws that we need to remove so that we can unplug the earpiece flex. So remove that plate and unplug the flex. So now we should just be able to lift the screen away like so. So there's the screen. We're just going to put that to one side. This bit always goes one of two ways. So down here you have two adhesive pull tabs, and what they'll do in theory is when you pull them, it will pull the adhesive from underneath the battery out, and the battery should just lift away. Depending on the age of the phone and the condition of the adhesive, sometimes it will do this and other times it will pull and tear, and that will be that. So then I'll have to use a plastic pry tool to remove the battery. But what I'll do, just to aid it slightly and increase the chances of just being able to pull the adhesive tabs, I'm going to put the heat pad on again to 60. And we'll see if that allows us to remove the pull tabs easy. Okay guys, so I've left this a couple of minutes, so we're just going to see if we can remove these pull tabs cleanly. So I'll just turn off the heat pad there and we'll give it a go. So as you can see there, they are pulling out. So it should just, as long as I ease it out, it should pull out cleanly. So unfortunately we have lost the first one, so we'll do the next one and just see what happens there. Okay, so we managed to lose the second one as well. As I've said, it's just a complete look of the drawer. The really bad design ultimately, not very good, but I'm just going to have to try and lift it now with plastic just to see if it'll come out. So it took a bit of persuasion, but I finally got the battery removed. So I've got the new battery here. So the next step is to put the battery in place, plug the screen back in, test it, just make sure it's okay, and then once we know it's okay we can stick it into the phone. So let's go ahead and do that. Just drop it in. We're not going to plug it in yet, not until we've plugged in the rest of the phone. So I'm just going to place that there again, get the screen, just put everything back in place. So you always plug the battery in last after you've plugged everything else in. So I'll plug that in now. Okay, so the battery's plugged in. So let's see if everything's okay. Okay, so it's coming on, so that's a good sign. So this is the typical iPhone response when you replace a battery. You get a big error about it being unable to verify the battery and you no longer are able to see the health. Literally the only phone that does this. All Android phones you can put a battery in and it won't complain, but ultimately the screen's working okay, phone's come on, it's reading 60%. I'm happy with this, so I'm happy to go ahead and fix the battery in place. So first of all we just need to stick the adhesive to the back of the battery, and as you can see here it has to go around the wireless charging receiver. There's a pink and a blue side to this adhesive. You always remove the blue side, then stick it on and remove the pink side. Then it will have to be like that, so that when I pick the battery up and flip it over, it fits like so. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so just line it up on battery roughly. There's that, so just push that down. Okay, and then we should just be able to peel it off. Sometimes it does come away a little bit. That's okay, that's perfectly fine. And ideally, just for a short period, you want to just make sure, perhaps plug the battery in just temporarily, just to make sure that when you drop it down, it is going to be able to connect. And so there we go. So that's nice and stuck in now, and the battery's connected, so that means the connector should be okay. And we can just get these tabs here, stick them over like so. So if the battery ever needs to be removed, they can be pulled on. And now we've done that, we can remove the battery connector again. Now all I've got to do is put everything back together, and that's job done. Okay then guys, so I've put it all back together, put the screws back in, tested everything, and everything seems to be working okay. As you can see, we've still got the important battery message here. If we get a notification about it, then it doesn't matter. It will eventually disappear, but this will remain here on the battery health and charging screen. Just Apple, unfortunately, it's just their decision on the matter, so it is what it is, but it won't affect the actual battery life of the phone. It will be very good now that it's been replaced, going from 85% overall capacity back to 100. Be really good. So yeah, that'll be it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.